you're worrying about the world, if you care about the world, then you are here for a bigger purpose. It's that simple. You are here to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Hey beautiful people, so I want to talk about this year 2021 and what it's like going through a spiritual awakening, and for anyone that has been feeling just really overwhelmed with many emotions. I mean the world right now is, it's hard to explain. It's like, I'm not going to go into it in full detail in this video because I don't want my channel to get banned, but I'm sure most of you probably know, and if you don't, then please start researching. Please, look into what is actually happening, like what is really happening. And so I guess the more you kind of wake up, get woke, the harder it can be to deal with. And I've definitely felt that this week. I've been on a spiritual journey for years, well, since I was born really, technically, but I've seen most kind of spiritual growth in myself probably throughout last year. I did a lot of meditation, I did a lot of self-healing, I did a lot of all of that stuff. Like, as you know from this channel, it is all about healing. And so I guess I've noticed the most growth in myself last year. So I've done like shadow work and all of this kind of stuff, and really learning the true meaning of all of this stuff. Because you can watch YouTube videos, you can read books, you can do all of this stuff, but the thing with spirituality is you really need to experience it yourself. Otherwise you just don't, it's going to be a unique experience for everyone, and you can't explain in words what your spirituality is going to be like, or for anyone. Even though I've been on the spiritual path my whole life, I guess, last year I think was the biggest. Like, I've had like a lot of things to kind of overcome and stuff like that, and I definitely have grown the most since last year. So obviously with everything happening in the world since last year, it's just kind of crazy. Like, you'll notice, and you'll probably agree if you have felt like you've been kind of like waking up more, you have no choice but to make better choices. Like before, because I was vegan before, but then I gave up, long story, I got really ill and blah 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 blah. Everything happens for whatever, it's all divine and everything. But I was trying to heal my PCOS, and though I ate mostly vegan, I wasn't 100%, but every time I meditated, I just had that same message again and again and again, like, you need to go vegan or you're not going to heal. So that's just an example. I've had meditations where I end up like crying because, like, I'm just getting so much wisdom and information from Mother Earth, and just what we've been doing to her, and it's crazy. So you'll probably notice yourself, like, the more you go into a spiritual awakening, the harder it will be to live the same. Like, life is kind of, the world at the moment, we're all walking around and everyone's in masks, and you probably can't see family for a long time. Like, I've not seen my mum in, it's close to 2 years now, because we had so many plans last year and then this happened. So that's been really, really hard, and I imagine there's like many people in that situation. So it's been a really testing time, like, it really, really has been. And with that, if you are an empath, wow, like, it's just absolutely crazy. If you just learn about anything about climate change, or just the fact that society is run by greed and power hungry maniacs, you've got to laugh, kind of, I don't know, but it's true. And I guess then there's us. So this week I have just been completely like overrun with emotion. I don't think I've cried at this much like this week in ages. Like today I'm kind of got like more fire in my belly. I'm kind of like more solution driven today, whereas it's been really difficult the past few days. I've kind of just had to really slow down and just be gentle with myself and just rest and kind of just be kind to myself and not like judge myself. And when I need to cry, freaking cry. And please, you know, if you are someone that has been feeling emotional, please just cry, you know, let it out. This is our body's way of releasing this built up energy. We need to do it. We need to do it to heal. We can't get past whatever it is that's affecting us if we don't actually let it out. And honestly, because I've been kind of taking such good care of myself over the past few days when I have been so down. Honestly, I feel so much better now, and I didn't suppress anything. I didn't try and, you know, every time an emotion came up, I looked at it and thought, you know, why am I feeling this way? And, you know, as empaths, it's just really bizarre. I mean, comment below if you've watched Seaspiracy. That's just one example. The documentary on Netflix. I mean, it's stuff that like you kind of already know, but then it's weird because you get to this point like in your spiritual awakening, like where you kind of keep leveling up and you hear information and it just hits you differently. Like that's kind of what's happened for me. It's like there's like, I knew plastic was bad. I knew, you know, I haven't eaten any animal products in a really long time, like, so like I know all that, but it was still like the information just hit me differently, and I was just like, wow. And even though I don't eat fish and I don't support this and this and this, like I'm a human being, and that to me it just makes me feel responsible. So it's just been really, really tough. And also the fact that I have eaten fish in the past. I have contributed to a lot of stuff like plastic crap, you know, just stuff that I've never needed, you know. And I think we're all just guilty of that, especially this younger generation where it's just plastic, fantastic. Like, you know, we are literally placing our value on how much stuff we have. This is just not, it's just not what it's about. It is not what it's about. And we've been given these beliefs by the people that want to make money off us. It's as simple as that, you know. So I guess learning that and kind of taking that power back as well. Like, you don't need to buy this stuff, you know. And also, what are you going to do with all this stuff when human life can't even exist on Earth anymore because we've ruined it that much, you know? And that's the thing with being a vegan as well. Like, all of these fake meats and fake cheeses and stuff, they all come in non-recyclable plastic, like the majority of them. And even, I mean, I try and avoid even recyclable plastic because you just don't know where it's actually going, right? You don't know if there's something dirty that's gone in the bin from someone else or whatever, and they've had to kind of get rid of a lot of it. Like, that's the thing. Like, if something dirty goes into the recycling, they're not just going to sift through it all. They're going to probably send it all to landfill. So I guess just avoiding plastic at all costs. And it is like difficult. I'm going to do a separate video on kind of like how I go about it, like how I like make like homemade like beauty products and how I do my food shops and all this kind of stuff. I've got an incense burning. I feel like it's probably going to make me cough soon because the door's shut so that you can't hear the dog and the TV and everything downstairs. So yeah, just, you know, I don't know. There's just something about the sea and the ocean and just Earth. I'm just so deeply connected to it all, as we all are. But I think when you remember how deeply connected you are, it really, really hurts. Like, it hurts extra. Like, it's a real pain. You know, and there's just something about like dolphins and whales. I don't know, like when I see them getting hurt or killed, honestly, I just feel like I'm seeing my family or my friends getting hurt, and it's just not nice. So yeah, I basically had a full emotional breakdown after watching Seaspiracy for like a full day, and then I woke up and I was just sad the next day, and I was like, right, okay, the reason that you're feeling this bad is because you are part of the solution. and that's what we've got to be. We've got to be part of the solution. Like, I think there's actually, it's hard to imagine, but I imagine there's people out there who watch Seaspiracy and they still go, whatever, and that's kind of crazy. Like, I guess you judge people by your own standards. So I would always think, like, surely everyone is having an emotional breakdown after watching this film and getting this information and finding out how corrupt all of these, like, sea charities and basically all these places that we think are doing good that are actually all connected to the chain of craziness. I would expect everyone would be like, oh my god, like, how could you eat fish after watching this? But people just still have this I guess people just still have this like attitude of like, oh, me alone, I won't make a difference. There's no point me stopping eating fish. How's that gonna stop all of these big major companies? And people love to blame the industries and the companies. And yes, absolutely, we should be able to live in a perfect earth where we buy something and we don't have to check if there's suffering or murder or corruption or anything gone into this product. But the reality is, that's not the world we live in, not in society anyway, so yeah, you can blame these big corporations and stuff, but you need to, I heard a great saying the other day, like, vote with your dollar. So vote with your euro, your pound, or whatever your currency is. Vote with your money, vote through your purchases. If you want to create a better world, then you need to live that way. If you don't want to see the plastic in the ocean, you need to stop contributing to it. Simple as that. If you're scared of what's happening in the health system right now, then you need to prioritize your health. Simple as that. There's no one more responsible for your health than you. There's no one more responsible for how you live your life than you, and if you don't like how things are going, you need to live the way that you want life to be, and it's just that simple. Like, there's no shortcuts anymore. Like, there is nothing, there's no kind of, I don't need to do this and I'll still be fine, or at least I can't see that anyway. If we don't change, that's our only hope. Our only hope is if we change. And as daunting as that sounds, and like I said, a lot of us are like kind of segregated right now, which is why I think it's so important to have this like community, like space online where someone can watch this video who relates to it, which for me, while I've been going through these like downtimes, like seeing that there are people around the world exactly like me, that think like me, that are feeling like me, like, that is just so comforting. And it's so nice to be reminded that there are more of us. And especially when these people, because obviously you're not going to feel like you can take on the world every day, like you can take on all the evil in the world and all the corruption and badness and everything like that. You're not going to feel like that every day, but that's okay. Sometimes we need to recuperate and recharge. And when you are feeling like that, it's really, really great to be able to just come online and find people, find us who we're all here for the same purpose. If you're worrying about the world, if you care about the world, then you are here for a bigger purpose. It's that simple. You are here to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. There's enough of us part of the problem, and I have been part of the problem, and I'm sure we all have at one point in our lives, if not for a lot of our lives. It's natural for us to feel bad and feel a bit of guilt, but then we need to rise up from it, right? Our planet needs us to rise up. We cannot just stay in this place of, oh no, like, the world's gone to beep. So if you are a warrior, just know that you can be a warrior, because if you have the capacity in your heart to feel this much pain for your planet, for your people, and that's the thing, there's a divide, and I can imagine the divide's going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and family members are going to be not just separated in space because of the restrictions everywhere, but I mean separated in their beliefs. And if you think that that's not part of the plan, then you need to do your research. You know, like, people are going to be segregated and people are going to be believing different things because some people are awake and some people are thinking that what they hear on the news is the best option and their best interest, and that they, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's going to be tough. It is really going to be tough. But just know that there are so many of us. There are so many of us out there, and together we can do this. You know, together we can create a better world, and together, you know, we're here for a reason. You know, we're not just here to kind of be like, oh, is this it? You know, I mean, it's kind of crazy because when you think about it, obviously our generation, I think, have the hardest time because, like, we're old enough, like, we've got so much responsibility on our shoulders, and I think that is just such a heavy, heavy, heavy thing to deal with. You know, we're like old enough to take a stand and make a difference, but we're also like young enough that if we don't, we're gonna suffer. We're the ones that are gonna suffer. So it's really, really important to stick together in all of this. And I mean, we are so powerful. You know, we're like, us people that care about the earth and care about the people and care about this world being better. You know, we're the ones that have the power. You know, we really, really do. Like, peace and love is the highest power. You know, they can, that's just it. We are their biggest threat. We really, really are. Any of us sat on that meditation pillow or wherever, you know, doing anything of that sort, we are the biggest threat, because we are the biggest power and we are the strongest force right now. And even more so when we stick together and look out for each other and share how we're feeling, share what we're thinking, you know, because we don't want to feel isolated right now, because we need to be connected. We need to have that connection all over the world, you know. And if you are feeling isolated, then please just spend some time trying to find people, you know, online, people on Instagram, on YouTube. There's plenty of people. And though I'm like, you know, I've gone through a time where I'm like, oh, I just wish I was like in like Costa Rica or Bali or you know, all of these beautiful places where everyone seems to be fleeing to right now. And you know, if you're stuck in a country, like I'm in the UK, if you're somewhere where you're kind of worried about what's next, then just know that there are so many of us together and you're not alone. You really, really are not alone, and we will get through it. And just protect yourself, you know, focus on your health, please, please, please. Just do everything you can to build that amazing, powerful immune system of yours. And, you know, if you get ill, the thing is, right, like, we're probably all going to get this virus. There's no way of avoiding it. Like, it's kind of like, I mean, I've been listening to this doctor, I can't remember his name, I'll link him below, and he's basically saying, like, trying to avoid this virus is like trying to avoid dust or like pollen in springtime. Like, even if you stay at home, it can get in your house, you know. So it's just about not doing things that are going to weaken your immune system and mess with your body, even if they are backed by everybody that's talking to you through the television. And also, you know, you need to just protect your energy as well. Just protect yourself. Meditate every day. You've got to do it. You've just got to do it right now. Like, honestly, do yoga every day. That has just been my absolute saving grace. It's just, even just 15 minutes, half an hour of yoga, just getting on that mat, strengthening your body and your soul, and just that connection to the earth, to everyone that's around the world, on the same mission. Because we need our power. We need to, you know, reserve our strength. We need to transmute that fear into love and into faith, you know. That together we are powerful enough, and of course we are, you know, of course we are. So if you are, if you've been feeling really, really affected recently, then, you know, please comment below. I'd love to, you know, hear how you've been feeling, hear your thoughts. Also just like, you know, connect with me on social media. Miriam's Healing Habits is my Instagram as well. So yeah, we're in this together, and you know, love always wins. Mwah.